In our last episode, we sailed from La Cruz to Ilapa, where we learned our most expensive lesson yet. Tim just pulled up the anchor and there's no anchor.
Just came up with no swivel, no anchor. I mean, with a swivel, but no anchor. The screw is gone.
Welcome to G&T Sailing. If you're new here, I'm Gretchen and this is Tim. Together, aboard Felicita, our Catalina 42, we're exploring this beautiful marble we call home. You'll find us this season sailing further south along Mexico's Pacific coast and deeper into the Sea of Cortez. We don't care where we go, we just care that we go, and we're glad you're coming along for the ride.
Mexico is sexy go!
So Hillary left yesterday. It was so awesome having her on board. And today we are switching into prepping for our boat break mode. We are headed into the marina, but first coffee and this beautiful sunrise. So before we go into the marina, we're doing about an hour of driving around because we want to make sure that we've got plenty of water on board, because when we leave on our boat break, we're going to be gone 10 days. So we're not going to pickle the water maker. We are going to do a really long freshwater flush, like 5-minute freshwater flush right before we leave. And then we do a freshwater flush automatically every Friday. And so that will just happen, but we have to make sure that we have enough fresh water in the tank, and we need fresh water on board. We're gonna be in the marina for 8 days on board. The dock water is not potable, so we don't want to put that in our tanks. So we're doing a little bit of driving around and looking at whales. Not too shabby here in Banderas Bay. Missing Hillary though. She just texted and said, I had to make my own coffee this morning. How are you feeling about the impending boat break?
I'm very excited.
What I'm really looking forward to is going into a slip and cleaning all the salt off of this boat and off of me. Yeah, this boat needs some TLC in the cleaning department. We also use this water making time to get all of our dock lines and fenders set up. So it's been a little productive jaunt. So Tim just checked the water maker and the booster pump pressure was at 0, which usually it's like around 10 when the water maker is running. So we just turned the water maker off and he's checking the strainer. You see anything?
There's a bunch, not a bunch, but some stuff down in there. All right, I'm gonna try it again.
What's happening?
Same thing. The booster pump came up, but as soon as I do the high pressure and get it up, it goes back down. Maybe that's okay after you got high pressure. I gotta learn.
Yeah.
Let's just make some water. See,
okay.
The booster pump works because it came up to 10.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe once the high pressure pump's on, the booster pump is out of the equation.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's might be true.
Okay.
I'll do some research after we get back.
Okay.
A cruising friend once said, "Every day is a school day," and we found that to be true and then some. We made it into our slip with no drama and settled into Marina Riviera Nayarit. Marina life is very different than life on anchor. This is a full-service marina with a work yard, fuel dock, and lots of amenities.
And the marina is right in town, so there's lots of access to public transportation, bars, and restaurants. And we were able to watch the local fishing fleet prepare their boats for the annual blessing of the fleet. Okay, so most of our items are done off of the list. I just have to clean out the composting head, and we need to pack, and I need to print a couple of things. But the only thing I'm really worried about when it comes to leaving the boat is I don't want a rodent infestation. I don't want to come back to all of our wiring for all of our electrics chewed up. So we've been getting rid of any open food, stowing stuff in the fridge, throwing stuff out, cleaning all the nooks and crannies, doing our best to avoid it. And then I'll throw down some dryer sheets tomorrow before we leave. So that's really my only concern. Do you have any concerns about leaving?
No. Ready to go. Why should I concern myself? You're concerned with enough for both of us. Just put it on the list and I'll do it. But if it's not on the list, I'm not doing it.
Okay, I'm gonna put on the list, worry about the boat.
Nope.
One thing that they do in the cruising community is anybody that's going back to the US or Canada says that they're going back and they can carry flat mail. And so I just went to the office and picked up a stack of mail. I'm returning this chart plotter to Ray Marine for our friends on Island Summer. Yeah, this is my little collection area. Okay, in the van, headed to the airport.
I'm hot. Sweaty.
All the last minute things running around and the deep humidity. Have a little traffic jam here. We're also sort of not full on dressed for winter, but like I have long pants that are rolled up on. So we have a little bit more clothes than we normally have on at 9 a.m. as the sun's heating things up. So it's a little sweaty. Anyway, we're both looking forward to getting home. Hopefully we won't come back to any bugaboos, literally and metaphorically, when we get back. Yes, we've made it to Dallas, where we part ways.
But not before we have a burger.
So the hamburgers in Mexico are not really that great. So we've both been looking forward. Are you gonna miss me?
Oh my God. I don't even believe we're doing this boat break thing. I don't even know why we're doing this.
You're gonna cry every day.
Yeah.
Tim headed to Georgia while I headed to Indiana to visit friends and family, and then up to Chicago where I lived for 20 years to see more friends, including these bluegrass musicians. And to get my hair done. Tim also sent me to Trader Joe's to stock up on some provisions. And just like that, it was time to head back to Mexico. We had very easy travels today, got back to the boat. Happy to report, no insects, no rodents. The only thing was that our fresh water pump was running and we're not sure when that started. Probably it started after we did a freshwater rinse on Wednesday and today is Sunday. So it's possible that that pump has been running all those days and it didn't burn up, which is nice. We thought maybe the tank was empty, but really, we think actually now there was just an airlock because we burped the strainer. But we're going ahead and putting some water into the tanks. Pretty successful leaving of the boat. Tim just said back to boat life, fixing problems, but these are the kind of problems that are not terrible. Now we have 25 gallons on board and probably more than that because we should have some from when we last did the water maker. So it should be plenty to get us through the next few days while we stay here at the dock to do some boat projects. But tonight we're gonna go out with our friends from Salt Whistle and Talisman and maybe some other boats. So welcome back to Mexico. So what's your report from the boat break? Were you dreading coming back to the boat?
No. I was ready to come back. Yeah, it's great to be back in the sunshine. I didn't get well, it was a little chilly where I was, but not too bad, but definitely not this perfect tropical weather, so it's nice.
Yep.
And it's really nice to see the boat in such good shape.
Okay, so Aaron and his crew in La Cruz Marina, hire them to make your boat look fantastic. Look at this. So, can you tell us how you feel about provisioning?
I don't like it.
Why?
because it's a whole production. We usually take public transport to the store with all of our bags, and then we buy so much stuff. We have buku bags of groceries and big stuff, wine and
Paper towels,
paper,
toilet
just
paper.
big shit, and so much of it, and then we taxi back or Uber, depending.
But we're at the dock, so that makes it one step easier.
That's why we did it today, right?
Yeah, that's why we did it, and that's why we did so much.
We are in Puerto Vallarta and we're going to see the show Rhythm of the Night.
Yes,
Rhythm of the night.
which is apparently the best show in Puerto Vallarta. It starts with a boat ride to the resort.
Are you guys hungry?
Yeah. Hungry. I'm hungry.
You're not hungry. Vamos para atrás. Let's go back. People's not hungry. Come on. Welcome everybody to Rhythms of the Night, baby.
Say smart stuff.
Say smart stuff.
I am hungry.
Tengo hambre.
So Tim is contemplating jumping and going up the ladder.
There's a lot of swell. I wouldn't want to be anchored here.
No.
So this is Las Caletas.
Las Caletas.
Explain to the people what's happening.
We brought foie gras. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
How do you say it?
Foie gras.
Foie gras. We brought it back from Paris, and we've been saving it. We even left some at home, and we brought some on the boat. But our perfect friends are here that appreciate good French food.
Yeah.
You've learned you've perfected bread in the oven. Fresh baked bread. Foie gras from France and great friends.
This
Doesn't get any better.
C'est merveilleux.
This really makes Mexico sexico.
Okay, so we've taken advantage of baking bread for our fancy appetizers, and Marie said she wanted to learn to bake bread. So that's what we did. So
My baby's coming out.
this is her baby coming out of the... I'm pulling it out because we're in our galley, and I don't want Marie to like inadvertently burn herself with the weird angles. So da 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 da.
Ooh.
Look at your baby!
Wow. Whee.
Marie did all the baking. I just pulled it out. So this morning's adventure is teeth cleaning in Bucerias.
Yep.
Very exciting
Let's see your
day.
teeth.
Very exciting day.
All clean, no cavities. What have you got?
The solution to my biggest screw up as a cruiser. My most expensive, most boneheaded screw up. Well, all we have to do is unleash the power of money. You can be as stupid as you want as long as you're rich.
We're rich.
No, I'm not saying we're rich. I'm just saying that we're poor because I'm so stupid.
Nice new shiny anchor. So, new anchor and new swivel.
Number one, nice big shackle, but it's got this screw, this bolt that goes through the shackle here. I put Loctite on that and everything already. But see that hole through there?
Yeah.
So I can run stainless steel wire and I can seize that to there.
Yep.
I couldn't do that with the other one. The way this thing swivels like in a 360. So everyone swears by these things. They're the greatest swivels. So the way this works is there's two halves here. And the instruction said squeeze it together, put that on, Teflon tape to hold it together. Then this goes down over here.
So you put that Teflon tape on.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. right there. That goes through the chain like that. And then that goes on there. And that screws on there. It's got some threads. There's a hole, and they give you this fancy cotter key. Now, you can use the cotter key, but you could also seize it. But this cotter key fits so perfectly. And all it does is keep this from unscrewing.
Yeah. So it's incessant. That, in essence, is how that part of the swivel is being seized.
Correct. And that's what they said. If you didn't want to use the cotter key or you don't have the cotter key later, you take the seizing wire and you go around twice on this side, twice on that side. But I'm going to use the cotter key. But you see how that thing, that key I slid through the chain? That's what's holding it. So then you just take each side of this key. And there you go. And then we seize that.
And hopefully we'll have an anchor every time we haul it up.
Inspect that regularly. That's the bonehead move from the last time, was I just set it and forget it and never looked at it again, which was stupid. But this boat has a way of
Humbling.
humbling you, telling you how stupid you are, and making you pay.
In blood, sweat, tears, and money, or all three.
So I'm going to do this the same way I do all the other ones. I'll fold this in half around the shackle itself. Turns. Twist it up nice and tight. Then you take one of these through there a couple of times. We'll go twice through that way. And this one, we'll go twice through the other way. I wrapped this around here, and I took each one of those around twice on either side. And now I'm going to twist them together. It should never come apart unless all this rusts and fails, but
We'll be inspecting.
yeah. But this is 100 times more than we had on the last swivel. So this was the piece that went on the chain, and that's a hex head screw. You back out, you screw in. And I'm going to fully admit, I never put Loctite on it. I never took this. This is what I took off last summer when we took the anchor off the boat, and I left this attached. So here, there's another one of those, bigger, that goes through the shank of the anchor. But what I never noticed was that little Allen head right there that seizes down on it. You tighten that up, and I never noticed that one there, but it's gone. So this is my bonehead move. Number one, didn't put Loctite on the threads of either one of these. And number two, I never set the screw there. And number three, I never checked them. So I paid for it.
Besides the anchor, we also used our time in the marina to have our head sail recut because it was chafing on our bow pulpit. Here, the guys from PV Sailing are bending it on.
Oh, yeah.
20.
Okay.
And I have another Zontrex 1800 watt for the 110 little appliance we have. So it's a 24 volt to 110.
All the dudes are comparing their
What's your
power.
do you guys use
This is how many evenings go when tied to the dock.
Yeah, I have
We
the
meet
exact
for
same
dinner
thing.
on someone's boat and swap stories and laughs until the sun goes down.
battery charge? Yeah, our battery charger is we just got a Pro Mariner. Our old one was an Iota, and it was a kind of a
Mexico. Come for the sailing, stay for the boobies.